Hello, I gotta run out to the barn today. The vet is here for a couple procedures. So let's get to the barn and I'll tell you what we're doing. We got a big day here. For all of you who own goats, you'll know what's gonna be happening today. We're getting some disbudding done. We have our favorite large animal vets here with us today. Dr. Carlson, who's We've been using Dr. Carlson since we had goats and a dog. Yeah, we've used him forever. And we have JJ and Connor with us today, so we got a whole crew here. We're gonna be disbudding this little guy. So Dr. Carlson, you were just telling my wife a little bit about the disbudding. It looks brutal, but you were saying how...
Well, what we do is we sedate them. We use a drug called xylazine or rompin, and we sedate them. And because goats are quite sensitive to anesthetics, we don't sedate them to the point where they're completely unconscious. The rompin will help some with the pain, and it sedates them, so it's a lot less traumatic for them. But I like them to wake up afterwards, so we go pretty easy on that. And we also will then follow it with a second drug called antecedent, which will reverse the effects of the rompin. So within a few minutes of finishing, they are generally up and running around, and they act like nothing happened.
Well, we did this one time ourselves, and we didn't have any of that. We just, you know, we just did it.
And many people do.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the other way today, because that was a little bit, that's why you're here today.
The other advantage to sedating them too is I can do a more careful job and make sure I get all of the tissue, because you've probably seen goats that have skurs, those little extra, and it's difficult to burn them enough without hurting them, because you can actually cook their brain tissue if you are too severe with the burning, and yet you want to burn enough to get all that material. So this allows me to be a little more precise. When they're awake, there's a lot more squirming around and burning yourself in the hand.
Have you ever done that?
I've burned myself, but in 30 years I've never burned anybody helping me.
Oh, well, there you go. Good for us. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
How about any cameramen? Ever burned it?
We'll find out today.
Yeah.
There's a first for everything.
There's a first for everything. Yeah. I'd like to go 1 for 1.
You think you're getting the visit. You remember cookies from Dr. Carlson. All right, you checking this out, bud?
So this is going to go intravenously. Give them a couple minutes to think about that. The burners to... How old is he now? Okay, so just a few weeks. Are you going to keep him a buck? Connor's just trimming that so it's easier to see where the base of the horn is, and also it reduces the amount of smoke that's generated from burning hair. Yeah, we do a fair amount.
Wow, that's the way to do that, man.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
He's thrilled with them.
I can't imagine how you guys do it.
We did it one time, and it was not fun. And I think we wound up with scars afterward because
Undulant fever is what they call it. It used to be a big thing. So what we're doing is burning all the tissue around the base of the horn. And with cattle, when we do this, you basically put the iron on for as long as you want. The cattle have fairly thick skulls, but with goats, because the skull is so thin, you really only leave it on for a couple of seconds at a time. And your objective is to get this nice copper colored ring all around the base of the horn. So I do where you need to, and then I add a little margin to try to prevent those skurs that I had mentioned earlier. And you'll also notice as I'm going around, I'm deviating a little more toward the midline or the center of the goat's skulls, because they do have scent glands up in that area. And this will make a much nicer pet if it doesn't stink as much when he's an adult.
Wow, that's a great plus.
Yeah. I hope you're watching carefully, JJ, because Dr. Miller may have you do this tomorrow.
All right. Oh, do we have a bunch coming in tomorrow?
There's a bunch that Dr. Miller is going out to do, and she threatened to stay in the car and leave JJ there to do it.
Hold on.
JJ is actually a graduate veterinary student from India. So
That means I'm going to be stuck doing it too.
What I'm going to give them now, it's anesthesia, and this wakes them up from the anesthesia. It takes a couple of minutes, but he'll pop back up.
runs around out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's just going to jump up, pretty much.
We started using this about 15 years ago, and when I first used it, I used it on 2 goats, and I finished one and I didn't really know anything about it. So I gave the goat its injection, and I walked maybe here to that gate over to the next goat, and I turned around and this one had already woke up, and it leapt over the fence and ran into the woods, and the people couldn't catch it for 3 days.
Oh.
So when they're waking up, they usually take a little while to wake up, but sometimes it's pretty quick. And in that case, it was pretty quick. So I learned the hard way that if they're waking up, make sure they're waking up somewhere where you want them to be. This is just to protect the spot a little bit. This is the exciting part. So let's
The minute I turn the camera off.
where are my people?
Hi, little guy. How you doing? Yeah, that was something.
He doesn't know I've hit him.
Hi, little guy. You all right? Well, you're good as ever.
Oh yeah.
Maybe louder. Did you make him louder?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to make sure that it would sound good on your
Perfect.
tape. Yeah.
Good goat for YouTube.
He's hungry. He wants to eat.
Sure.
You guys were great on camera.
You should do the Dr. Pol thing.
Yeah.
You guys you're narrating as you go. I loved it.
Well, it's good timing too, because JJ is going to be taking his test to be licensed in this country.
Oh, awesome.
So part of the reason he's here is to hear commentary about
Oh,
what it is
yeah.
to do.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. You know,
That's
if it was
great.
just Connor and I, we'd be talking about the Giants and the Patriots.
So you're narrating for him and us.
Yeah, I was narrating kind of for both.
Yeah, that's great.
We have a lot of students who come
Yeah.
and spend time with us.
How long you been here, JJ?
This is my first day actually.
Yeah.
No
It's
way!
been a while.
Oh, welcome,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you.
First, were we the first farm?
Yeah.
Oh, all
no,
right.
yeah.
Well, we just trimmed some goats' feet.
Yeah, that's
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Is it a test you got to take?
Yeah, my test is in 3 weeks.
Oh, so you just, this is prepping you for
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And you've already, in India, you're already a vet.
I bet. Yeah.
But here you gotta, they make you
Exactly.
cover hoops.
Yep.
JJ says he watches YouTube like 2 to 3 hours an evening.
Don't tell my mom.
We won't tell you about
Thank you guys. Take
Okay,
care.
thank
we
you.
will call you back when we gotta, you know,
Okay.
ready for the move. Oh mine, I gotta feed these babies.
All right, let's
What's your guys' YouTube channel?
All right, vet session is complete. Wish JJ good on his
Thank you so much,
test coming up. You have to let us know when
Definitely,
you pass. When
definitely.
you pass, not if.
I will.
I think Dr. Carlson made him noisier.
Explosion in the background.
Well, we'll edit that in later.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Zombies and stuff. Yeah, and as they drive away, just have the car explode.
Everything went smooth today.
That would be the coolest thing. And you could have your wife yell off camera, "Did he get out of the driveway?" Good.
The homeowner should cover it.
Yeah.
We're selling the place.
Exactly.
We're all set. Dr. Carlson finished up with the disbudding and giving Luna some shots. And he said it'd be pretty cool if I could make their car explode as they pulled away. So let's see if we can light this puppy on fire. If you're in Connecticut, the Roxbury Animal Clinic, I believe, we'll put a link below to their practice. They are super reasonable, awesome, friendly staff. We cannot recommend them enough. We've been working with them since we moved here 6 years ago. We've had dogs in there, cats in there, and then we bring them on farm. They're the large animal vets, so if you got a cow or a goat or anything, they'll come out to the farm. Their rates are very reasonable, and they're just great people, so I can't say enough good things. And they're really good on YouTube, so we'll get them back out for another, we'll figure something else. So check out Roxbury Animal Clinic. We'll have the link below to their information, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget, if you want to not miss any of our videos, go ahead and sign up to the email list right there. There was an issue with the email list last week, but I think it's fixed, so click on that button, and everybody who's on that email list every Friday, I send you all our videos so you don't miss any.